The next thing we're going to touch on is some of the security side of things. So just at a high level, like I've definitely seen all of these things being used in production. Plain text passwords, do not do this. It's horrible. I think we all agree on that. But what's not any better is base 64 encoding or just obfuscating code. If you're just obfuscating code, somebody that gets the script can still get access to all of the secrets and stuff. So really what you need to do is you need to break that secret into two parts. And that's what the last two pieces do. The data protection API is most commonly people use it when they're converting to and from secure string, and they actually get that long encrypted blob. So if we kind of step through, so here's an example of plain text, don't do that. Here's an example of just encoding something, don't do that. But the data protection API, here's how kind of an example of how you can do this. So if you have your secret, you encode it or you convert it into a secure string, and then you save the output of that secure string on line 8. And that is what you would actually put into a script. That is actually a string that can be converted back into the secret. So rather than having line 8, you would just have the actual string that's used there. And then it's encrypted in a really unique and interesting way. So the data protection API is used by a lot of different tools and a lot of different things, ranging from like Chrome, Credential Manager. And what it does is it takes your user SID, your password hash, and a few other things, and it actually generates a random key and encrypts that key and puts it in your profile. So unless you have logged into and have a running process that has access to those items, those ephemeral items of your password hash and stuff, you can't actually decrypt these keys, and then which means you can't actually decrypt the password itself. So is this secure? This is secure at rest. If you can get a process running as that user, you can obviously decrypt it. But understanding how it works, I think, is key to understanding when it's secure and when it's not secure. But the only time where DPAPI or the data protection API really works is if you're running on a specific box. So think scheduled tasks, or if you have a hybrid worker for Azure Automation and only one hybrid worker is there, you can do some of that type of stuff. Even that's kind of a poor example, I suppose, because there are better ways of doing it in a hybrid worker. If you have to deploy a secret through something like CM or through Intune, this is probably one of the best ways that I've thought of doing it. If you guys have better approaches to this, please put it in the chat. I'm always open to learn and kind of upgrade my skill set as well. But here's the way that I would advocate passing a secret through CM or through Intune, and that's through symmetric encryption. So what you're going to do is, if you look at the example code in the help block, what we're doing is we're taking our secret, our password, and then we're taking a hash of a protector. So think of this as two parts. We have our secret that we want, and then we encrypt it with some other piece of information. And then we take that encrypted blob and we put that into our script, and that's what you see on the line 32. It's encrypted with that protector. So in order to decrypt this, what you do is you pass in that protector string that's on line 8 in as a parameter. And the reason that this works is now you have your script that has part of the information needed to decrypt it, and you have your policy that has the other part. And since those are going to code down to the box through different mechanisms, even if you get one of those, you don't have enough information to decrypt the actual password. So this is just an idea for how you can handle this. ChatGPT, if you give it these kind of requirements, it's really pretty good at actually generating this exact code. So don't focus too much. We'll publish the slides and stuff like that as well. But just understand that the key to security here is making sure that you can break your secrets into two pieces, and you store those two pieces separately.